That was Southern octave level. It wasn't angry, but it was extraordinarily loud.
Really?
You snorted.
You're tuned in to. I'm gonna be a mimic of it. You're tuned in to the Profit and Growth Hour here on WD. You're tuned in to the
smoother than that.
You're tuned in.
Oh my God.
Just helping you
To the Profit and Growth Hour.
After dark version.
On WDRB Media, the voice of the community.
That was very Strange.
Was it?
Yeah. That was very Grace Jonas.
You're tuned in to the Profit and Growth Hour here on WDRB Media,
the voice of the community.
I am Dr. Bizness.
And I'm your one and only Lady Guns, which means I am greatness under no stipulation.
And I am First Lady Miss Divine.
I am Polly B with My Mama Said on WDRB.
And I am Genia Woods with WEY, where we encourage you.
Why are you Polly B?
Because
Cardi B was already taken.
No.
She's in the place
My mama
to be.
said,
Polly
gave
B
me the name.
in the place to be, rocking on the wheels of steel.
Right. So My Mama Said is my radio station. So my mom nicknamed me Polly Ann.
Polyamorous?
What's polyamorous?
You remember the little
Polly
baby
Ann.
doll?
What's polyamorous?
What is
You
Polly?
know. You got that blue hair.
What that got to do with it,
How
though?
is that Polly Ann, though?
Them blue hair chicks, they know all that stuff. They smart.
See, you see
That
why
I
I
am.
told you. I'm going to take that.
That I am.
I'll take that.
So my mama said, so I took my nickname and my last name starts with a B, so I just made it B-E. Not B like Carly B. I made it B-E.
Or B like the other word B.
Like Polly B. Polly B fly.
Right.
Polly B phone.
I always
Polly
finish
B
it.
fresh.
Polly B.
Yes.
Dot.
She said dot.
Dot.
Okay.
Let's carry on.
Dot.
Y'all making
You
commercials
gotta pay
up
some
here.
royalties.
Right.
I think somebody has that.
So here we go, because we're always about uplifting and encouraging and inspiring. So you're gonna say Polly B, and she's gonna put a word to it. Polly B, she's gonna put a word to it. Polly B, he's gonna put a word to it, and Polly B. So we're all gonna encourage you. So yeah.
About
so,
that, yeah. We encourage.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
Polly B.
Smart.
Yes. Polly B.
Faithful.
Indeed. Polly B.
Trustworthy.
Very much so. Polly B.
beautiful.
Oh, yes, I must say.
Yes.
Thank you, Jesus.
I love it.
And your own Polly B.
Polly B. Loving my family.
Yes.
All right.
Yes,
All
I
right.
like that.
So everybody's are ebonically correct. Polly B. Not Polly is.
Polly B. Polly B.
Right.
That's a remake to
Black Eyed Peas.
Black Eyed
I'm a
Peas.
B. I'm a B. Will I am.
Yeah, instead of that we say
Will I
Polly B,
am.
Polly B, Polly B.
We got some DJs at the radio station.
Yeah,
we
we
might
do.
get you some mix and stuff going on. Maybe
It's a fun
Dr.
little
Ben, I can
something.
see you singing that by yourself in the bathroom. I'm a
In this gated community, in this thing watching.
Right.
Being
Shower
secure.
or the toilet. Which one?
I hope you stay in the shower. That's my name. Stay in the shower. Really?
She said,
Don't
she said, don't know my toilet.
Not Polly B.
I love singing on the toilet.
Because it'll come out, Polly B, Polly B.
I'm a be finished really soon. I'm a be.
Polly bloop, Polly bloop, Polly bloop, bloop.
I'm sorry, I started too bad.
Literally.
Right. So really.
Yeah, that.
This crap.
Yeah, that in the shower. Leave that one.
Remember that though. Gosh, you're gonna be having me singing your things like Polly B. Yeah, we're gonna have to remix that.
And I'm gonna be thinking about Dr. B is doing it. I see y'all just did too much. Y'all do too much.
That's what we got down here.
Right.
Well, that's the purpose. That was the purpose of My Mama Said. My purpose of My Mama Said was to capture. See, children. Okay, first let me explain something. Why I am like I am. I have a son that has sensory disorder, but he's very, very intelligent. But he's very intelligent because you have to repeat something. So how we all just repeated that, if he was standing here, he would repeat everything we just said. Just
Really?
like that. Because it was repetitive.
Got
So my mama
Everybody,
said,
everybody I know got a sensory disorder.
it. You gotta keep telling the same thing again.
Over and over and over.
I just said that yesterday.
my mama said
I
that.
just tell you that.
My mama said that same thing.
Well, let me ask you this, because I have a friend who has
Okay.
who has
Hesitated.
they say attention deficit disorder,
ADD.
and that's why their attention span is like, so that's why I have to keep repeating,
It's very short.
yeah.
Like, yeah.
Keep repeating myself over and over and over again, because I can't get mad because I feel like they're not listening. It's just that they have been diagnosed with having ADT.
ADD.
ADT is the
Security.
You've been diagnosed. I'm sorry. You have security system. It's built in.
You got ADT. No, I got alarm sound.
Dude, you told me you weren't with nobody else. Now I got the ADT.
Right.
They gonna be like security.
Right. But ADD, so do you think that some people that's been diagnosed with ADD really has
Sensory disorder?
sensory
Okay,
disorder?
so sensory disorder comes in two forms.
Okay.
Sensory disorder do come with ADHD or ADD.
What's the difference in ADHD and ADD?
Okay, so
Holy moly.
one is just actually just extra hyper. One is
disorder.
attention and hyper. So my son has ADHD.
Okay.
So he has his attention span is just that. I mean, literally, just that short. Blink of an eye.
Before you finish your sentence,
yes,
already
yes.
gone to
oh,
the
he's
next
gone.
thing.
Yes, and then he is extremely hyper. Like my son can go from 5:30 a.m. to
she's
1
explaining
o'clock
me.
a.m. nonstop. No nap, no sleep, nonstop.
Is he athletic?
You have
Yes.
Benadryl in the house?
I wasn't gonna say it, but I was
Yes, he's in gymnastics. Yes.
That's
So
good.
this is the thing. And it also come in autism. So autism come in so many, over
Yes.
4,000, almost 4,000 forms.
Yes.
So it's hard to determine what a lot of the children have because they have to diagnose it by what's actually happened. So my son was diagnosed by a doctor that my mom grew up with. And so I had to put him in sports because he was like, do not, no matter what, if I pass away, don't put him on no medicine, keep him active.
Moving, active.
So gymnastics, the boy is bad. But he's all over the place, but he's bad. So that's what I do.
Bad is good.
Good. Very good. He's very good. Flip. He run across there and they chase him and all that stuff. But that's neither here. That's neither here nor there. But he's. I mean, it's a learning process. It's a very, very learning process. But as I came up with the show and my mom was talking to me, that's actually how I came up with the show because a lot of things my mama say I listen to. I'm a very attentive child when my mama speak. So, I did a lot of study on it. He is. You'll learn that okay, let me slow down for it. A lot of parents have lost their children because they don't know how to maintain their children that has sensory disorder because whoopings is not
Right.
They pain tolerance is off the scale. So you
Yes.
whooping them is
Yeah,
like
nothing.
you just
They're like,
he be like, mama, you get off of me. So a normal, in a normal mindset, you'd be like, I'm gonna tell you to tell up, but you really can't because you just whooped them and it didn't affect them. So you have to find like different avenues to counteract.
You can't set them down, put them in a corner, because that's just
that doesn't-
Oh,
adding.
honey,
That
yes,
don't
I do.
work.
No,
Sit
you
right here on
go
my
to the
lap.
flame?
Sit on my lap and don't move, and he will go to sleep.
You can put
But
him in
you
a
sit
corner,
there for
but
about 3
you won't be in a
hours.
corner too after he finish yelling, because he won't stop yelling. He will annoy
yeah, they have
you.
outbursts.
He knows, very
they
smart.
have tape for that, where you can like
No.
get the
I don't know if
electrician's
they-
tape.
No,
Yeah, you can
You
put
know.
tape on there if you want to go clean.
I just want to let y'all know too that I'm a survivor of
whoopings?
ADH,
Oh, okay.
ADD, ADT.
Yes, it really is.
You know, because I was really hyper too, like my nephew, because that's my sister there, and that's my nephew. And listen, I used to jump off the wall. Like, I think even one time once upon a time, I didn't know Dr. Biz, but I'm just saying.
Go ahead.
I put the broom in the oven.
Let it out.
I
Okay.
did.
You put a broom in the oven?
I did,
Yes.
and it caught on fire.
It does that.
And I was like,
it's okay.
I'm the Statue of Liberty, and I didn't know.
Yes, you are.
I
Bless
was
your heart.
young.
Yes.
Did she really miss a night?
Wow.
Yes, she
Did
really
you tear
did.
behind up?
No, she was crying. She was
Right.
devastated because she was like, "What happened? Where did I go wrong with her?" That's a
Exactly.
movie, okay? But
And then she took her little weave ponytail and tied it into the broomstick. You know, like the feathers on the Statue of Liberty. So she tried to mimic
The Statue of
that.
Liberty has feathers?
Well, it has sort of like little peak points of it on top.
On the, on the crown, on the.
That's supposed to emulate the torch.
On the torch.
Never been there.
I've been up and down that over 200 steps. Over 200 times, yeah, going up and down.
Never been on an airplane.
Oh,
Oh, you need to get on the airplane.
Road trip.
Yeah, it's time to take a trip.
Got something on my shoulder?
that's my woo-woo.
Oh.
No, woo-woo.
My nephew was
Woo-woo-woo.
several years ago. My nephew was diagnosed with ADD, and so of course, my sister's single mom, 3 kids. That was going to be overwhelming for her. And I do health and wellness, so I asked her. I was like, because they gave immediately first thing they said was a cocktail of medications, and I was with them at the time, and I was like, you know what? Let's do something with the eating first. Let's see what happens with that. And what I discovered in a 3-week period, first of all, these kids go to school so early. You wake them up at 5:15 a.m. because the school bus comes by 6:30.
By 6:37.
Right.
That's right.
So he's up till 10 or 11. Wake up early. First thing you get is some Sugar Smacks or some Captain Crunch, or some sugar cereal, and some hot chocolate because it's cold. So he's got all this sugar, and then by the time he gets to school, he's exhausted. That sugar crash comes in. He can't go to sleep. So what do little kids do? They act out. I was like, that's not ADD. Like, let's change his diet.
Right.
And we literally started giving them better breakfast, and not just the one, but all. To this day, my nephew has never had any medication. He's an honor student.
Right.
Like literally changing his eating habits and his bed habits. Literally, like they just want to plug in, something to pop a pill before
Right.
they actually say, "Hey, what's his lifestyle like?"
The
Right.
crazy
Because I
thing,
didn't
the
know- go
crazy thing about that, because that was brought to my attention at my doctor's appointment. I mean, my son's doctor's appointment. But my son don't eat no meat. He eats all boiled eggs. Everything is healthy, vegetables, fruit. He's not big on starch. And so when they brought that to my attention, I said, well, this is his list. This is what he eats on the norm. If you could tell me from there, we could, work from that. But of course, I'm do what my mama said.
Of course.
My mama said.
Right.
And so it wasn't nothing they can
Do.
Well,
do
like
because
me, I wasn't
everything
on
was
the
already
medicine
balanced
either.
out.
You what?
I didn't. My mother gave me medicine. I think like one day, and it put me in like a
Then a coma up.
catatonic.
Yeah. It calms you down.
So
Right.
she took me off of it, and then like you said, you just so a lot of children just have a lot of energy, and even when we found out with my nephew. Is they diagnose you because they're saying, well, he's too hyper, but what it is they're very active and very smart, and so
Right.
the teachers give them work, but they're smarter than that. And so the same child that they were talking about, my nephew, the other nephew, he's now 15, and he's already about to graduate from college. They're already looking for. He's like a genius.
College?
I mean, he's about to. They want him to, graduate from high school, and the colleges are already looking at him. His grades are off the 4.0, and I mean, he's never had a B in his life. So
That's what my issue was growing up. They had diagnosed me.
With stupidity?
Is it contagious?
My bad. You set yourself up for that one.
Bless.
Let's pay back for something you just said about me before.
something you just said.
Some point, sometime.
He was on the couch.
Go ahead, Dr. Biz.
There.
You've been tuning in to the Profit and Growth Hour here on WDRB Media. She's Mike 4.
I'm doing a public apology, so he don't get me
Mike
back
4.
later.
You can turn off Mike 4.
No, don't do it.
For the rest of the episode. Where's the sound?
Ventriloquist.
Gumming it, right?
Oh my goodness.
Go ahead, finish, Dr. Viz. Go ahead. Don't worry about Divine. Go ahead, Dr. Viz.
It was BBS. Yeah, they called it big brain syndrome because I was so smart. So they didn't know what to do with me.
See, you know what?
So.
That's why.
I'm done. That's why you said it. That's exactly
It
why
was
she said
technically
it.
BS. Just doing one too many B's.
BS is what it was.
Oh my goodness.
Yes. Because the reality of it is, when you're dealing with a therapist, a lot of times they don't apply science to it. I was meeting with a gentleman. He deals with young and old that have been diagnosed with issues or whatever. So he has a facility and he's been in the business for 30 years. What he's actually trying to do is trying to create science to the diagnosis that therapists are giving, because he's a therapist and he has misdiagnosed individuals his entire life. And he admittedly said that. And not only does he say that I do it, but then I have a whole bunch of other colleagues. We doing the same thing. Because it's all based upon opinion. It's all based upon theory. There's no science behind it. So what he's done is actually created a lab where he's able to take blood and things of that nature and actually get the science behind and try to create trends. So if we're diagnosing these group of people in this particular category, what biological wise, what trends in chemistry and in biology that the traits that these individuals have.
Right.
Therefore, if in the future we diagnose somebody with that, then they, through science, should also have these same chemical and biological traits, or else they're potentially misdiagnosed.
Right.
Well, that makes a lot of sense, though.
Yeah.
It's needed.
Yeah, that's most definitely needed.
Right. Because our body emits certain chemicals and things.
Pheromones.
I keep learning so many new words sitting beside you. Emits. Like, I'm like, your body releases. No, it emits. Okay. Let me write that down.
Regular
Next time I go on a date, I'm like, you're emitting energy.
Yes, I love the
Energy. I like it.
Aura.
That is all right.
But we don't have to be afraid of meeting with therapists, because a lot of times, as you said,
Absolutely.
we like to put Roscoe in the basement with a TV.
Who is Roscoe?
The uncle
it is
that you
that
put
got
away because he cray-cray.
I thought
But
that.
instead of getting Roscoe some help or whatever, we just put him in the basement and put a
we
bowl
just
of
gonna
cereal
pray
in front of
about
him.
it. Pray about
Yeah, we pray about it.
I thought that
and
was
whatnot.
Junebug.
Him too.
Oh.
Him too.
Right.
Him
Roscoe.
Him downstairs.
Right. Everybody got somebody in the
But
basement.
he'll climb out the window and go on the street corner and do some other
I
stuff.
thought they was downstairs
Yeah.
cooking up some stuff. I mean, you put too many in the
That too.
basement together. Something
That's a
gonna-
different.
They're
that's
very
a different
creative.
diagnosis.
They're very
They gonna
creative.
start a whole new
Very
and all of a sudden you're gonna hear
Mm-hmm.
woo.
And then everybody points to the basement door.
Right there. I'm like, sir, I don't even live here. I just came by.
What are all these pictures of you? Right. On that note,
You're tuned in to the Profit and Growth Hour here on WDRBmedia.
the voice of the
community.
Why are you yelling?
Say it loud, say it proud.
She is on the loudest. They both say,
I cannot. Oh my goodness. You say
Say
the
it
words.
loud.
My brother, he always have new words. He be like,